How does it feel to finally have the power? That's the question that ends Industry Episode 3, and it pretty much sums up the whole episode. Everyone's scrambling for control. Even though this episode jumps between a ton of characters, the emotional core is really Yasmin versus Harper. They're mirroring each other, both of them trying to claw back control in totally different ways. So let's talk about it. Spoilers ahead. We open with Harper and Eric in their new office. SternTao is officially up and running. After Eric calls short funds ugly and difficult, Harper responds and says, okay, so what part of that is a problem for us? And those are the vibes that Harper is going with this season. She's not here to play safe. So she starts assembling her team. She adds Sweet Pea, Kwabena, and Rishi is still kind of lingering in the background doing some side jobs for Harper. And when he came to drop something off to her, Sweet Pea flipped out and called him a murderer and said she refuses to be in the same room as him. So I guess after the way things ended with him in season 3, there must have been a rumor running around that he murdered his wife. Wow. So Diker starts feeding Harper intel about tender laundering money through random people. So her and Sweet Pea take a little trip to investigate a little more, and she uses that information to engineer a short. I'm really loving Sweet Pea's character development. She's grown into a really interesting character. Eric seems a little more laid back, trying to be more present as a father, trying to push Harper to have a healthy work-life balance, even asks her if they can work on having a closer relationship. And Harper immediately shuts that down. Harper also meets his daughter, and it's like siblings bickering, which totally makes sense since they're framing Eric as kind of a father figure for Harper. So he decides to put up a huge amount of his own money to land this client, even though it could interfere with his daughter's trust. And Harper tells him she would never ask that of him, but he doesn't anyway. Then we shift to Yasmin, who is still unhinged, and she's basically running Henry's life now. She's doing consulting, telling him what to do, telling him what to say. So Yaz, Henry, and Whitney pay a visit to the Bauer family in order to convince them to back their banking license. And so much happens at this castle, y'all. First of all, Yaz orchestrates a three-way moment between her, Haley, and Henry, which Henry didn't feel right about afterwards because he's an addict and he said it felt like enabling behavior. And she hit him with, you wanted her, I was just bold enough to give it to you. And that's Yaz. There's no surprise there. What's crazy is Yaz actually looked a little bothered in the moment. So I don't know why she even did that. Henry is not a fan of this family, but Yaz takes over and uses her media connects to give Bauer a platform to publish his wild takes. And that's the thing about Yaz. She's going to get what she wants by any means. She does not play. Two things that were wild. One, those paintings. Two, that transition to Yaz with the oyster and the burping. Oh my goodness. Haley also brings up the situation with Diker to Yaz, and I wonder if this will be used to discredit Diker later on. And then we get to the final scene. SternTao all board an elevator together. Harper, Eric, Sweet Pea, Kwabena to meet Kenny. So good to see him again and officially launch their new fund. The gang is back together. And that's when Kenny asks, how does it feel to finally have the power? And the irony is, everybody thinks they have it. This episode is about Yasmin and Harper trying to get their power back. Yaz is choosing control through people, media, manipulation. Harper is choosing control through money, boundaries, and strategy. And neither of them look particularly healthy doing it. So season 4 is shaping up to be a full-on power war between two women who used to be on the same side. And I can't wait to see it all unfold. Let me know what you thought about this episode. My name is Kamara, and this is Screen Diaries. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.